Hey guys, Silver Stack Cracker right here, Oklahoma, United States of America. Guys, what would you stack? Would you stack silver fractionals? What silver fractionals would you stack? Would you stack the little bars? Would you stack coins? What are you going to stack? What should you stack, guys? What should you not stack on fractionals? This is what we're going to talk about today. So, hey everybody, happy Saturday once again. SSC here again. We're going to talk about this stuff right here, guys. We're going to talk about silver fractional bars, and we're going to talk about coins, etc. And we're going to go into depth as much as possible on why you should stack fractional silver, maybe why you shouldn't stack fractional silver. And I'm going to let you know from the things that I've learned about purchasing things like this, guys. So, in my theory, guys, that I've learned over the last several months, year, whatever, about silver is I believe that if you're going to buy silver, maybe you should just stick to the 1 ounce stuff, guys. Let's go over here to I'll put that right there. Let's go over here to a type of fractional silver, guys, that hooks a lot of people, including me, folks. SSC got hooked on this stuff too. So, are they cool? Yeah. They're beautiful little square bars, but they're 1 gram bars, guys. So, I can tell you right now that I bought quite a bit of this stuff in PAMP and Valcambi, I believe. I never can pronounce this stuff right. So I bought a lot of this stuff when I first began stacking silver. I got my first Eagles and 10 of them, and that hooked me big time. And I'm thinking, okay, stack everything. Stack all these little bars, stack coins, stack rounds, fractional rounds, all this stuff, guys. And I think I made a few mistakes. And let me explain to you why I believe I made some mistakes. This stuff right here, all right, when you buy it, whether you buy it on Amazon, I do not recommend buying it on Amazon, or from a metal dealer or anywhere else. The premiums, like similar to copper, but not as bad as copper, but the premiums on these are double what spot price is, usually. Double. So, for instance, it takes 31.1 of these little silver 1 gram bars right here to equal 1 ounce of silver. So to equal 1 ounce. So 31.1 grams of this to equal 1 ounce of this. If you buy 31.1 grams of silver like this, guys, you're going to be doubling the cost of an ounce of silver. Instead of paying, let's just figure $35 an ounce, okay? $34, $35 an ounce for silver. And you buy 31 of these, you're going to pay between $65 and $70 for an ounce of this. For 31 of these, you're paying double what you paid for 1 ounce of silver. Now, getting off of that for just a second. There are a lot of folks out there that money is tight. And guys, I am always one of those ones that money's always tight. Don't ask me why. Thank God my wife pays the bills. Mrs. SSC sometimes has to put a halt to me on this stuff for just a little bit, even though she's hooked also. But let's say if you want some silver and you can't afford 1 ounce silver, well, you can buy some of this stuff. Here's the kicker. Let's say you go to Amazon. Boy, Amazon's easy, right? So they had, I saw 10 grams of these for $29.95. And if you don't have Amazon Prime, guys, you pay shipping. So figure that out. And if you go and you look online and check out these little silver 1 gram bars, they're pretty close. So I looked and saw 100. So I bought some of this. Okay. And I looked at 100 of these. For 100 was like over $200, guys. $212. All right. So that's roughly, what, a little over 3 ounces of silver there for 100 grams. So if you pay that much for this stuff, you just do. If you want to keep this stuff, you buy some. Okay. I'll explain to you why this is a good thing to keep and not necessarily a downfall for cost. Even though it's very expensive, here's the kickers. If we, in the future, if things go south and we need silver to barter with, you can do it multiple ways. So you got to kind of look at it like change. These little 1 gram bars like change, like the nickel, like the quarter, like the dime and stuff, except they're worth more than that. Okay. That's typically worth more than $1, even at a gram. But anyway, so keeping some of these is not necessarily a bad thing to stack. Would I probably do things a little bit differently because I was in the situation where I could buy some silver? I may have gotten maybe some of this just to have. This would be some good barter also. But here's what I believe I should have done. So as you guys can see, I've got some smaller silver. All right. Now, premiums are not going to be near as bad on this stuff as it would be these down here. And this is currency. So these are currency, right? This is going to be easier to barter with if that time were to ever come, because it's actual currency. It can be used for purchasing. This can be used also if somebody's willing to trade for it, but they're more than likely going to want to trade for this and this. I've got some more. Some of this stuff. They're going to more likely trade for that. And of course, the 1 ounce currency coins of the world, guys. So that's one thing I think that I would have changed up would be to buy more of this stuff. More half ounce, quarter ounce, whatever they got in coins. And then I've got some Indians, 1 centers, is what those are. And I think that's probably what I would have done instead of these bars because they're so astronomical financially. But it doesn't hurt to have this stuff. I'm going to say, if you can take the pinch, hey, what the heck? Like Rich says, the professor at El Reno Coin, get what you want to get. Buy what you like, guys. Now, let's move on from this stuff, the bars and such, and we'll move on from this. And let's talk about the constitutional silver stuff, guys. It's a big thing right now. Very, very big, guys. And as the professor at El Rito Coin would say, yeah, that's the thing to do right there. Now, these are Roosevelts, guys. These are impeccable condition. I'll probably get busted by somebody for even touching them. But I usually try to wipe them down the best I can, put them back in the tube. Right now, this constitutional stuff, these Roosevelts are 90% silver. So not only do you have the 90% silver value, but then you have the numismatic value, and then you have the actual currency value. So this kind of stuff would also be easy to trade for because this is certainly worth what, 20 times more than a dime, more than that. That's probably about, I don't know, $2.50, $3 a piece for something this nice. So the junk silver, or what they would call junk silver, is a very, very good option. I wasn't into the junk silver because I want to typically have the really cool stuff, and I'm going to continue this along with my other silver stacking strategies. But I'm adding the junk silver to this strategy, guys, because I think the junk silver is a way better option than these. So I'm going to say, if you don't have to, don't stack 1 gram silver bars. The premiums are too high. And as far as value, I mean, it's still silver, guys. But I believe that the currency coins, Roosevelt junk silver stuff, or they call it junk silver, I call it beautiful silver, 90%. And check it out. I wanted to throw some of these in the mix, guys. Wartime nickels. All right. They're not really worth as much unless you get one that's just, the highest grading on the planet, right? And, they're 35% silver. But does it hurt to keep these? Absolutely not. That's 35% silver. They still have a collectability value. All right. So even some of that, mercury dimes are very, very popular right now, along with a lot of the other junk silver, the Morgan dollars, the half ounce stuff. Guys, anything under an ounce, they consider fractional. Quarter ounce, tenth of an ounce, half ounce, whatever you can get. But I'm going to say, in my opinion, do not stack these, even though they have value. Do not stack the 1 gram silver bars unless you just want to add it to your collection. If you're starting out, find your 1 ounce coins if you can, currency coins. Even get a tube of these Roosevelts, guys. Buy you one of these. Buy you one like a Kookaburra or a Philharmonics, such as the Austria. Very popular stuff, and they sell better. So that is my take on why we shouldn't stack this stuff and what we should stack. Our 1 ounce silver, our junk silver, our half ounce currency coins, etc., guys. So even some rounds are nice, but the premiums are still really high on these rounds. But remember, this is currency. That's currency. That's money, currency, numismatic value, and of course they're a currency coin. So why not do this over this? Well, that's my strategy on this kind of stuff, guys. You guys have a fantastic Saturday. This is the Silver Stacker Cracker right here, Oklahoma, United States of America. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, guys, and comment on what you keep. Do you keep this? Do you keep constitutional junk silver, Roosevelt's, Mercury dimes, all that good stuff? And comment and let's talk about it. Let everybody know. Let's let the young people know. Let's let the newcomers know what to get, what not to get. Don't get this. SSC right here, Oklahoma, United States of America. I'm out.